What's up, everybody? Robert the Coroner Drap here for another episode of the Coroner's Corner. As you can see, I'm trying a little something different. Maybe it'll work out better, maybe it won't. But then again, as they say, the only way to know is to try. I thought today that I would go on ahead and take a couple cues from a friend of mine who's really been trying to help me. He's a great guy. His name's Will from Peace, Love, and Guns. He gave me a bit of a pointer, and I'm gonna try this out because I went back over a couple of my videos and noticed that I do tend to ramble a little bit. So we're gonna go on ahead and focus in on what I'd really like to talk about today, and that's my Spartan race preparation. The Dallas Ultra Beast is about 3 months out now, maybe a little less. Oh no, it's coming right up on, because today's the 25th. We're coming up right on 3 months out. So we're going to go on ahead and talk today about how I feel my training is progressing. And actually, if I'm honest with you, I actually have to say I'm not. In fact, I feel at the moment I'm kind of backsliding, and I don't know why. I mean, it's not from a lack of enthusiasm that I don't feel that I'm progressing, but maybe it's my diet. I don't know. I remember that when I first got into doing Spartan race, what I did was I would work out 7 days a week, and on the 6 days a week, and on the 7th day I'd take a rest day, you know, recover, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But I would recover, you know, kind of take it easy. But in this case, I really kind of haven't. I've been working a lot on my cardio when and where I can, as I do realize that I have so very little time left until the big day, and I keep trying to look into ways to work on the rope climb, which is one of my biggest failings. I mean, I have never made it up that rope, and the truth of the matter is, I don't like heights. I really don't. I prefer to stay on the ground, where, you know, there's things solid beneath my feet. And going up is really not a thing I want to do, but in order to get this thing done, I really kind of have to. And so this also really reminds me that diet can only do so much, and workout, the methods of workout you use are only going to take you so far, but also the equipment that I've been using may not be the right one. I don't know, because currently I've been wearing street shoes, like tennis shoes, and I think it's about time for a new set of shoes, because they are, I want to say, completely worn through in a couple spots. So that's one thing. Also, what I wear could probably be playing a factor in getting where I want to get, because not only am I wearing, you know, just tennis shoes most of the time, even when I wear the Spartan shoes, I don't like, I like the ankle support on the tennis shoes over the Spartan shoes, because the Spartan shoes cut just below the ankle, so I don't really feel like they do all that well. Plus they're made of polyurethane or plastic, very flexible, but I need a bit more stiff, you know, so that way I don't feel like every time I put my foot down I could roll my ankle. I love the grip, adore the grip on my Spartan shoes. love the fact that if I run in water or anything like that, I'm going to instantly have all that water back out again when I pull my foot out of the water, because that's what those shoes are designed to do. They are designed to take the punishment of the race, all the mud and all the grime and water and grit, and just wash off. Easy as that. I think that what I found when I did the Beast last year, when I did it for myself, was because it had rained very, very hard. I found that the mud sucked in, and that was kind of one of the problems I had. It was like the shoe was so porous that it allowed all of the mud in, and therefore made it very difficult for me to, when I got into the ankle deep mud, to keep my shoes on. So I'm thinking that if I do it again, when I do it again this year, I may just, rig up a brace of tape or rope or something around my leg, that no matter what, those shoes are staying on. And I also very, very often listen to music, and this brings me to how I motivate myself. I did notice a big difference, because I didn't even make 12 miles yesterday. That's again why I feel like I'm backsliding, because I have done 21 miles. I know I can do it. I have proven that I can factually get out there, mix it up, and get it done. On the other hand, the last couple weeks, as I've been trying to get 13 miles, and heck, I'll probably go out there again today and try it again, but just trying to get 13 miles in has been such a chore that I don't think I've completed it. I think the closest I came was when I got 12.5 miles. I had run from here to the feeder road of I-45 to 3083, another FM, Farm to Market Road, and then over to Highway 105, back to the loop, and just this big long course that put me through my paces. And really, there's some decent, rolling hills that are very almost unassuming in that, because the lead up to 3083 is a fairly steep incline. And perhaps I'm running it wrong, but I wouldn't know. So maybe today I'll try and mix it up and go backwards the way I would normally go if I were to run the entire course backwards. So we'll see how that plays out. Let's see. But the big reason I bring up listening to music is because for the past week or so, I've had my MP3 player playing the books of the Game of Thrones book, the first one, and I enjoy listening to it. I enjoy having that going on, but I think I need to just stick to music. And what's moreover is I enjoy the music that I have on there. I just maybe need to tweak the playlist that I have chosen as my workout playlist a little more, because on that I have rock, classic rock, a little bit of rap, and there's 2 tracks that are just audio speeches. The first one was Arnold Schwarzenegger's "There is no such thing as a self-made man" speech from last year, or was it this year? From this year, the University of Houston commencement speech. And big shout out to my buddy Ramon, who actually got to sit there and listen to it live. Wow, that must have been something. Because from what I hear, Mr. Schwarzenegger is a very affable person, very loves talking to people. He may not spend too long, but he'll shake your hand. Oh, hi, nice to meet you. Wow. Oh, hello. Hey, how are you doing? You know, and he's, you know, he'll shake your hand. He'll talk to you for a second, and then he'll keep going, because obviously he's a very busy man, but he won't turn down talking to you and looking you in the eye and shaking your hand, which is wonderful. The second audio track is actually the speech from Return of the King, I want to say, between Frodo and Sam when they were in, I think it was Osgiliath. Something worth fighting for. Yeah, so, and as much motivation as I have for doing all of these things, and as much as I try to motivate myself, I also feel like I may be being a bit redundant, because I haven't stepped back to really examine my recovery methods. And I feel almost like I'm not recovering, but rather just, okay, I did that thing. I went out and I did this, so that means I get to do the lazy thing. And what I mean by this is actually what happened yesterday. My husband was talking to me. I just got home from my run. One of my friends, Sam, she drove me home, because my route takes me right by their apartments, and I usually stop off and say hi and take a minute to breathe and all that fun stuff. But she took me home, and I came in, and I got into into my room, and I laid down and I didn't do anything. I just flub. Okay, pull out the phone, go on social media, go on Tumblr, go on Facebook, go on YouTube, go on Twitter. And then he asked me, well, what do you feel like making for dinner? Because I cook. And I'm like, nope, not cooking. Don't feel like cooking. And on the other side of it now that I'm on this side, the hindsight, and as they say, hindsight's 20/20. I should have gotten up and made something. I should have gotten up and made a roast that I had planned on making, but I did not. I was tired. I was like, to hell with it. I'm going to go on ahead and I'm just going to leave it alone. I'm not going to do the thing. I'm not going to get on this. And I ordered a pizza, and then I went and I paid for it. And I think I kind of paid for my my laziness, because I was actually $1, almost $2 short, and I only had $1 on me. And there was a very, very nice young woman wearing a Phil's Roadhouse shirt. She's like, I got you. Because I was like I was 64 cents short at the time. And she's like, I'll just pay the whole thing. The whole $1.84. So I put the $1 and 10 cents that I had contributed, plus the dime that the girl behind the counter had contributed from her tip jar, into her tip jar, because I felt like that good karma needed to be passed on. It needed to be, I needed to do something to keep the goodwill going. And I do need to do the surveys on pizzahut.com and make sure that that young woman that was behind the counter gets recognized, because this is like the second time I've come in there to buy pizza from them and been just like a touch short, and they're like, nah, forget it, you got it. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's just something in my head that I need to work on, as far as not being lazy, but going through a proper recovery process. But I also realize that one of the things that is extremely important to the whole process that I'm doing right now is mental health care. And I'm not going to say, and I've been realizing this more and more and more, that I'm an expert on this, or possibly even really have any grounds to be talking about it. But I feel like, because I can't help but care intensely about things, that I should talk about this. And sometimes mental health care means just taking a moment, taking a breath, and pondering why. I take a breath, I take a minute, and I ponder why it is I'm doing the thing that I'm doing. And sometimes just stepping back to sort of analyze the situation and take stock can help you, I want to say, almost reset your mental expectations and help you realize this is where you need to go. Now, I'm not saying it'll always work, but sometimes it can help. We sometimes get caught up in our own heads and get really stuck there thinking we're not worth it, we're not good enough. And that's not true. You are. You are good enough. You are worth it. So, there's so much that you really want to do, and a lot of times you put it off or what have you. But another suggestion from Peace Loving Guns was that I start talking to some of the financial ends of this podcast being sponsored by various places. And I think when we had discussed it, I had brought up a couple of the places that I really like talking about. Spartan Race. Who else? Death Wish Coffee. I like their coffee. I really do. And I would love it if my brother would finally get around to sending me the Valhalla Java that he won't drink, because he's like, oh, it's too strong, I can't take it. I drink it, I make it the way they say it, or even I make it half strength, and it's still, I still feel legit. So I'm like, dude, I would drink 1 cup of Death Wish coffee and I would be good for the entire day. I'd be fine. Wake up in the morning, make a cup of Death Wish, turn around, go out, do everything I needed to do, still be wired until the end of the day when I finally came home from work, and just flop. But maybe, because I haven't tried it yet, I really want to. But talking to Death Wish, and then I realized also, Spartan Race and Badass Beard Care. Then I thought about it this way. These guys are big companies, and I have no idea how to approach them. And my manager had said something, because I'd made mention of wanting to get the money together to do the Spartan race, because it's only $115 at the time I looked at it. It may be a little more expensive now, and it's probably just going to get more expensive as the day draws nearer, but currently, last check was $115. And he's like, well, do you have any sponsors? I was like, well, I don't do the Patreon, and I don't have, you know, I don't think I have the follower base for that, so I don't do it. But I think I'm going to start talking to some of the local businesses, like Nutrition Barn, because they got one just down here on 105. I have passed it multiple times, and I figure, or even a couple of the little ones on 105 that are, you know, more focused on doing a big time sponsorship, and tell them, hey, listen, I'm a YouTuber who's trying to get to the Ultra Beast in Dallas in October. I'll probably keep doing obstacle course racing, but I also want to talk mental health because nobody else does it. So I think that'll be kind of where we go, and I'm gonna keep tweaking everything in the channel and keep working on everything in here because you guys deserve it. So, as always, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, all those wonderful things. Don't forget the bell for notifications. And I will see you all next time.